congratulations for your new album. You released already
Thank you.
two singles, two video clips, Carnival and Breaking My Lying Tongue. And I think that the fans had a great expectation. So are you guys happy with the results?
Yeah, we're very happy. It's such it's so much hard work to make an album, so it's nice to see it pay off when we get to know people's reactions. Um, so yeah, it's very gratifying.
Good. In the song Carnival, you feature Anders Frieden from In Flames and other bands. And I would like you to. I read that you met him in a gig at the Troubadour in LA. So I would like to know if you can explain me about
Yeah,
the story, how you met him, how he got to collaborate with you, and everything.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, we when we played it in the United States last year, he and Bjorn, the guitar player from In Flames, came to see us in Los Angeles, and we talked with them backstage and realized that they were big VOLA fans. So that was quite mind blowing, um, because it's music that I grew up on and that I still listen to. So to stand there and talk with one of your idols in that sense, in that way, that was very special. And when we got home from that tour, we began recording Friend of a Phantom. We had recorded drums earlier on, but all the rest of the tracks needed to be recorded. And we started discussing whether Cannibal could benefit from having guest vocals, because I had done some screams on it on the demo, but we thought that it could use some screams that were like extra good, uh, something that I couldn't do. Um, so we started brainstorming on who could be a guest on the track, and Anders's name was one of the first that came up. And because we had just met him, it was easy to reach out to him, and he very quickly said yes and recorded his parts in Sweden and sent to us, and also came to Denmark to film the video with us, the music video. So yeah, it happened very organically, I would say, with the starting point of him just being a fan of Vola. So that was very it was a nice process, I think.
Sounds great. And in the song, in the lyrics of the song, there's like a phrase that you say, a fentanyl landslide plaque, or I don't know the pronunciation. And
Yeah,
I'm thinking now, I was 2, 3 years ago in LA, and
yeah,
I saw all these people homeless in the streets, a lot of hangout with the drugs, and fentanyl is now a big issue there. And because you
yeah.
mentioned Troubadour, I was thinking, does this trip to LA affected on the lyrics? Does the fentanyl phrase relates to that, or has nothing to do with?
That's a good question. It wasn't something I thought about uh, like consciously, but I think that that trip to the US did affect me, um, in the sense that it it showed in the lyrics, because we did obviously see people that were um, um, yeah, taking fentanyl and were in this zombie state. So I think you're right. I think I think it did have an influence on the lyrics.
And talking about the lyrics, well, I would like to know how you guys write the music because I think you write together, but I don't know if the lyrics you write together. So if you could tell me the process of the band, how you guys compose the music, and then how do you guys write the lyrics?
Yeah, when we write music, we most of the time sit individually in our home studios and work on ideas, and then we have this server that we can upload ideas to, and then we all listen to what has been created and decide on what to work on when we meet up all together. So it's a mix of working by ourselves and then having these sessions together. We don't actually have a rehearsal space, so it's not like we meet every week and sit and write. Um, but yeah, it's something that works for us. And the lyrics often come very early on, I would say. At least the at least a couple of sentences in the lyrics, those usually show up like very early on when when we write the demos. Um, like if we compose a chorus and have found a melody, like those first words that I think of will very often end up uh, being the final lyrics of the song, and that yeah, that happens all the time. And it might be a verse or a chorus, um, but just this one sentence that sort of starts everything off and and dictates what the song will be about. That's it's always interesting to discover what like what words will show up in my thoughts. I never really know.
And the lyrics tend to be very personal. And also, I would like to know about the lyrics of a song that is I don't know how we got here, and I don't know if that song talks about something, someone specific or on a specific event, or it's just something personal, or
It's I like to write from other people's point of view, um, and to create stories with these characters that I invent. But I always have to have uh, some of the emotions that I contain myself. Always have to have those in the lyrics as well. Um, but the stories can be about just about anything as long as I can recognize the emotions in them. For I don't know how we got here. I view it as being partly about tragedies in society. Um, like you hear about a boy and a girl that a boy that has been killed, and a girl that probably also has been killed. Um, and that sort of is mixed together with a story about a relationship that is um, also slowly falling apart. And it sort of compares the grief of losing someone who's dying to the grief of losing someone in a relationship, because you are going your separate ways. Um, and yeah, it just felt interesting sort of to mix all this together in a song and see if that could work.
Nice. And once you like have the demos of the whole songs, you guys rehearse before going to the studio, or you go straight to the studio? And also, you record it playing live or record it by parts, which probably is much easier. How does?
Um, we don't actually rehearse before going into the studio, but Adam rehearses the drums by himself. So we make demos with like with programmed drums in them, and then Adam practices demos, and then we go into the studio and record drums. And when he records drums, we just remove the programmed drums from the demos, and he tracks the drums to the demos. And then afterwards, we just record like layer by layer, bass first, then guitars, then vocals. So the good old approach. Um, but it could be fun to record live at some point. But I fear it a little bit because you really have to know your parts well.
Yeah, I mean, I went
um,
because there's so many
but
things happening in the music that actually when you go on tour that you start in November 1st, I think there's so much
yeah.
keyboards and synth programming in the music. Do you guys need to bring some sequences also, or Martin can play everything by himself because there's a lot of keyboards, I think.
Yeah, yeah, there are many keyboard layers, and he like for each part of the song he just chooses one thing to play, and then the rest of the tracks will be on backing tracks. Um, and that's sort of the like an unwritten rule we have that um, like there should only be one guitar roll throughout the song, so I should be able to play the guitars on stage, just like they are on the album. Um, but in terms of keys, we can just create as many layers as we want and put them on backing tracks. Um,
Oh, but the cam got
so
frozen.
that's why you will mostly only guitar roll.
Okay, and that was something I was wondering is about what we are talking now. There's some parts that the riffs are quite complex. I think, for example, like the song "We Will Not Disband," there's some like drum kicks while you're singing something completely different. And I would like to know, does it happen to you sometimes that you do a very nice riff guitar and then you say, "Oh, how the hell I'm gonna sing that live while I'm playing this riff?" Or you don't have problems with that?
Yeah, it definitely happens when it's time to rehearse, and I, for the first time, have to sing and play together. That I realize we have created something really difficult. Um, yeah, like the song "Paper Wolf," for example. Really that's a tough one, and it's difficult, I think, just to play on guitar without singing, and then then having to sing on top of it. So I've definitely made some mistakes along the way. Uh, uh, for example, playing that song. Um, most of the time, it's just about muscle. I think guitar parts will become this natural part of my body movements, and that's how I want it to be because the vocals are the emotional part of what I do, I think. So that's what I prefer to focus on.
Mhm. Yeah, and well, I think you will get used because I have that the feeling that in some songs the vocals go half time of the rest of the song. Like probably there's like some riffs, 8 note riffs, and a lot of kick drums, but then the melody of the voice is just doing like 8 notes or
Yeah,
notes, and so it's a
yeah.
very yeah. Oops,
And yeah, they do that all the time with
I'm
like
losing.
the guitarist sounding very busy, just playing a regular 4/4 beat. And yeah, we have stolen that approach, and that means that the vocals also follow the straight beat, sort of can sound calm compared to what's going on around them.
Mhm. Okay, and I think we have sometimes I lose your voice so by the connection, but also in your music you have like some parts are very metal.
Ah, I can sorry, I can just try another connection.
Okay.
I'll just try another connection. 2 secs.
Okay.
Is it better now?
I think so.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, don't worry. Internet. I was saying that
Yes.
that in your music you combine very different things. Like some parts are very metal, some other parts are very calm or ethereal. There's a lot of progressive, also metal signatures. How you guys combine all those things? Do you between you decide we're gonna do this or that, or these things just come naturally to all of you?
I think they come naturally, um, just as a result of what we have listened to growing up. Like Meshuggah that I mentioned before, which we're big fans of, and band like Porcupine Tree, Soilwork, In Flames, Opeth. So they all those bands are in our DNA, and it just that creates the sort of our musical output. Um, so we love big choruses, for example. So that's almost always an aim to create a big sounding chorus, and that's I think uh, something that Soilwork has inspired us to do partly, and then Meshuggah has inspired the way we write riffs, and then when we combine those two, it hopefully comes out sounding original.
You mentioned a lot of bands. I don't know if all of the bands you mentioned, but most
No,
bands are Swedish, like you. So I was wondering what has the Swedish music scene that there's so many good metal bands, and what's going on there in Sweden?
yeah, Sweden is. I'm from Denmark, by the way, but uh, but yeah, Adam is from Sweden, so it's a mixed band uh, in terms of nationality. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's I think I can definitely hear a difference between Scandinavian bands, for example, and American bands. It sounds like there's an like a tradition in terms of how melodies are written that is evident in the music. Um, I sometimes hear people say that because it's colder and darker in Scandinavia, it creates more melancholy in the music. Uh, that could be an explanation, but yeah, I don't know.
And actually, in you know, there's like a lot of live concerts in Scandinavia from metal, and people go there, or is more online. Like, everyone, I mean, I don't know how if there are a lot of metal concerts there, or it's just people listen it to through internet, or
I think it has gotten better in Denmark, like with the festival Copenhagen, for example, which has get created more attention towards metal, I would say. And like a band like Volbeat has also been a good ambassador for metal. Um, but it's still pretty underground, I would say. Like it's like the charts in Denmark are still dominated by pop music. So so it's not like we are mainstream here.
well, this I think this is like everywhere in the world is the
Yeah.
same. And I was curious because you are a singer and guitarist, and I'm guitarist myself, and most guitarists in the world, when we play electric guitar, the first thing we love to do is play solos. But in your
Yeah.
song, there's not solos. So and also metal. When metal started, it was very known for like having like huge guitar solos. But right now, there's a lot of bands like I don't know, Meshuggah or all these bands that they are more into the grooves and riffs and not solos. And I would like to know
Yeah.
what do you think about it? If you like doing solos when you play other music, or you just don't like at all, or I don't know, just curious.
Yeah. I used to practice playing solos a lot when I was younger, like trying to play Steve Vai stuff and the Dream Theater stuff. Uh, obviously couldn't
Easy thing.
uh, play it like them. um, so I think it helped developing my technique on the guitar, but it's not something that, as you pointed out, we use very often. But our keyboard player has more solos than me, I think. So I think that he just gets most of them because it sounds. I it seems that like with all the sounds you can create on a keyboard, there are more possibilities. I know you can create many sounds on the guitar as well, also, but like at least in our music, it often fits better with a synthesizer sound doing the leads, I think. And also going back to the thing about only having one guitar roll throughout the song. Like if I play a guitar solo, there will be like distortion chords missing in the background. So in that sense, it also fits us better, I think, to have more keyboard solos. But I do play them occasionally. I think I've gotten very fond of like more clean sounding, uh, like Michael Ogerfeldt, David Gilmour type solos. Not to compare myself with them, they're amazing. But I love that way of playing leads.
Well, that was one thing I was, now you mentioned Gilmour, I was gonna ask you. I mean, I can imagine that you have had a lot of influence for like all the Scandinavian metal bands that you said before. But as a guitarist, or also as a singer, who have been your guitar or singing idols that you when you started that were important for you?
Yeah, definitely David Gilmour in terms of playing solos. Like my guitar teacher back when I was like studying guitar, he was a big Gilmour fan as well. So he taught me a lot of many of his solos. Um, but I also love like a really tight sounding rhythm guitar. So James Hetfield is a big influence. Um, Also just in terms of being uh, like a singer and guitar player. Like I think he was the primary reason that I wanted to do that, and I still think he's the person I would get most starstruck meeting. um, and yeah, then uh, like Frederick and Morton from Meshuggah have been huge influences, um, and Michael Ogerfeld.
Mhm.
So yeah, those are the ones that are on the top of my head.
Cool. And as soon as you had the collaboration with Anders in Carnival, you have been on tour, and I think you have shared stage with Devin Townsend and Evanescence, and I would like to know how cool has been sharing stage with important people, and if there is any future collaborations that you may contemplate with the band that you think that would be great, or that you have an opportunity to collaborate with someone that you like.
Yeah, it's I've definitely had to pinch my arm, like sharing the stage with those artists you mentioned. Also, apart from those you just mentioned, with like our first tour was with Catatonia, and that was also amazing to share a tour bus with them, having listened to them for many years, and then just suddenly uh, having them be colleagues just on a bus, uh, traveling around. So yeah, we've been fortunate in that sense. Uh, yeah, we played with Dream Theater also, which was gave a very special feeling, um, because it's another band that I grew up on. And in terms of the future, there's definitely a list of bands I would love to support. Like Metallica being number one, I think. But yeah, Deftones would be awesome. Um Gojira, In Flames, Meshuggah. So yeah, I hope it will happen at some point. Uh,
I'm sure it
at
will.
least with one of them.
I'm sure you will, because you guys are great, and are kind of a pretty like I mean, not it's not your first album, but you're kind of a young band that, I mean, so haven't been there just for a few years, and I would like to know, today, with all the internet, the social networks, the social media, there's million bands trying to make out there, and it's good that it's easy that everyone sees what you post, but there's so many bands, and I I would like to know how difficult has been, and what has been the secret for you guys to grow and get signed up for a major label like Mascot, and start playing and touring with great bands. Because I guess it must have been very, very hard and difficult. How did you guys do it?
Yeah, it's been a long process. and we've never had anything gone going viral. So it's just been a like a steady climb for year after year. Not that we're an old band, but it feels, yeah, we have some albums behind us, but it's just been going in the right direction always, even though it's been going even though it hasn't been going fast. And that has been like enough motivation to keep going. But I think even if fewer people suddenly would show up to a show of ours, like I would still love doing this because it's all based on wanting to write songs that feel fulfilling to us, and that's what we've been trying to do from the start, like make music that we are fans of ourselves, um, and that we get like an emotional experience out of when we listen to it. So I think if you're a band and you like make music for yourself, that you are a fan of yourself, and that you feel is honest, then I think that like the foundation for creating a career is has been made.
And I think you guys played in the mythical Royal Albert Hall, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever dream that you would play in such a venue like that?
No, that came as a surprise. It was very special to stand in there. It's just such a huge room, and then also talking a bit with Devin Townsend. Like the same day, it was just two enormous experiences. So yeah, I would love to play there again.
I read Adam said something that the band has grown and mature, and you all personally have changed and everything. But I would like to know from your point of view how your life and yourself have changed from when you started with the band that you probably would have to work like as in any other work or whatever, and from all these years that you start making it big and playing arenas and probably make a living out of the music now and the concerts and everything. How has your life changed all over these years, and what's your feeling about the where you are now?
Well, it has changed a lot. Like when the band started, we like I was living at home with my parents, and like the band came over once a week, and we played in our basement where I had instruments set up, and yeah, so it just started as teenagers jamming, and now it's now it's we're still some guys jamming, but it's also like a business, and there are many people involved in making uh, things happen. So yeah, and I live with my girlfriend now in Copenhagen, and I just had a child also 4 months ago.
Congratulations.
Thanks. So my circumstances have changed a lot, and the same with the rest of the band. But yeah, the joy of making music is has been the red thread throughout it all. Like it's just yeah, sitting down, writing music and being excited about what you create. That's still the same feeling as it was back when I was a teenager.
Mhm. Well, we're running out of time, so for the last question,
Yeah.
you started the tour in November, and I saw that the tour doesn't come to Spain, so I would like to know if there's any chance that in the future we can.
I don't think I can spoil anything, but I I think there's a good chance we'll come by next year in some way.
Okay, let's hope and hope when you come. Congratulations for your child. I
Thank you.
send you lots of patience that you will need that.
Thanks.
It
Thank
comes
you.
a lot of kids, like 7 years old, 8 years old. So
Okay, awesome.
patient.
Yeah, thank you. I'll remember.
It's been a pleasure talking to you, and hope to meet you someday if you come to play to Spain. It will be a great pleasure. So
Yeah, it was very nice. Thanks for taking the time.
thanks to you. Have a great success in your next tour. Have fun.
Thank you.
Bye.
Likewise. Hey.